G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here, with an update about the backlash against high-tech civilian drones, otherwise known as first-person video radio-controlled model aircraft. Now this country leader is a newspaper insert which handily shows you basically where it's distributed. It appeared in Tuesday, April the 9th's Glen Innes Examiner. Suppose I better show you the spiders for those of you who are worried about them. These are tree funnel webs. They live around here. Some people like to get scared about them, but they don't eat people. And I suppose these radio controlled first-person video aircraft, they don't eat people either. This is the $14,000 version, which has been purchased by Animal Liberation Incorporated using funds donated from the public for the purchase of the equipment. Mark Pearson, head of Animal Liberation Society New South Wales, with a helicopter drone the group has purchased to fly over farms. However, farmers are not impressed. Photo by Ryan Osland. Story by Ben Cubby. An environment group is about to become the first in Australia to deploy surveillance drones to hunt for evidence of animal abuse on private property. Animal Liberation will operate a drone equipped with a powerful camera above free-range egg farms, sheep farms and cattle yards to gather evidence of abuse. And there appears to be little farmers can do to avoid coming under drone surveillance. Flying drones above tree height is legal. Quote, "Our legal advice is that if you are no nearer than 10 metres above ground and you're not filming in anybody's houses, you can go ahead," head of the animal welfare group Mark Pearson said. For example, if an egg producer says that they are free range, it would be helpful to check their claims by filming from above the property. You can gather evidence and there's no need to trespass. Or let's say we find a sheep dying from fly strike. We can record the location on a GPS and notify the authorities, he said. The group bought the 6-bladed helicopter-type drone for $14,000 from a commercial supplier using public donations and has just completed a training program. Deployment will begin this week with several farms and businesses earmarked for surveillance. Farmers were dubious about being watched by drones. Quote, "Many people in rural communities would see this as another attack on their peace of mind and an invasion of their privacy," New South Wales Farmers Association President Fiona Simpson said. She said farmers recognise safe food meant healthy and happy animals. New South Wales Farmers does not condone any acts of animal cruelty and farmers are committed to high animal welfare standards, unquote, Ms Simpson said. Mr Pearson said the drone would not just be used to gather evidence of illegal cruelty, but would also film some routine legal farm practices that might upset non-farmers. We're not interested in what farmers may be doing in, cut to page 4, in their daily activities, and I completely respect people's privacy, he said, but there are lots of cases where farming activities cause horrible distress to animals. Mulesing being a common example. That's basically where they scalp the skin around the arse of a sheep so that no hair will grow on the scar tissue, so that the sheep can't shit in the hair that doesn't grow there, so that blowflies can't lay eggs in the shit that's not in the hair that doesn't grow there, and therefore the sheep doesn't die from fly strike. It's considered cruel because it's done without an anaesthetic. Scalping a sheep's arsehole for a living. There are people who do it. Back to the story. People are entitled to know and see what's going on. So even if it's lawful, if we think the public is going to be outraged or if we think they need to be informed, we will show it, unquote. This month, Animal Liberation exposed horrific acts of cruelty at an Ingham turkey farm in Sydney. Ingham's a brand name. After anonymous footage was handed to the group showing turkeys being bashed and trodden on. Australian Privacy Commissioner Timothy Pilgrim has said, quote, "The potentially intrusive nature of the technology," unquote, meant there should be a public debate about the existing regulations. Environment groups overseas are also starting to use drones, and the anti-whaling group Sea Shepherd was rebuked by the Australian Antarctic Division last year for flying drones in a region covered by the Antarctic Treaty without having done an environmental impact assessment. So, watch this space for a civilian shitfight yet to come. In the radio, the National Farmers Federation spokesman and the National Party spokesman have repeatedly claimed that there are probably farmers who would see this as such an invasion of their privacy that they would shoot the drones down, and the statement was made by one of them that it wouldn't be hard to knock one of those things down with a shotgun. I reckon with a camera like that you could probably sit up there at 100 metres and be pretty well impervious to shotgun fire, and I don't think that would make so much noise at 100 metres, and most people wouldn't notice it was in the sky, especially if it's being flown from a nearby roadside, 5 miles away. I think this is going to get interesting, because if it's legal to fly the thing above 10 metres and somebody shoots it down, then I guarantee this bloke will report the illegal use of a firearm and probably go to civil court suing for damages and replacement of his $14,000 drone. So anybody who shoots one down will probably lose their gun, maybe go to jail, and certainly have to pay for the drone they kill. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.